Hi, welcome to Intro 101. I know that a lot of you may be starting Cal State Fullerton for the very first time, so I'm going to go over a few things. There is a brief introduction, just tells me a little bit about me, what I did this summer, that kind of thing. But welcome. I do want this to be an experience that you will really enjoy. Hope you're learning about art. You will be learning about art asynchronously. I have recorded every single week in 16 weeks a video, sometimes two. You're basically responsible for 3 hours of class time every week, but you can do it whenever you want. So you can log in at 3 in the morning and whatever works for your schedule. And there is activities related to everything. If you click on assignments, it's there. I would urge you to go to Canvas tonight, tomorrow, this weekend, and at least look over everything. You're going to find the lectures under modules, and you're going to find the syllabus under syllabus. I think I also sent out an announcement. I think I put it in about 3 different places to make sure you get the material. Then there is also some links, some additional links that will help you with the material. I may have add a few additional readings. I actually do not think you have to have the textbook. If this is your first art class, it's probably not a bad idea. I do not teach from a textbook. I've been teaching art for over 30 years and I know my subject well. Again, I will be available for questions. I will be on campus Thursday mornings and I will make myself available to you. If you want to make sure that I'm there, you will email me at jshriver@fullerton.edu, jshriver@fullerton.edu. There's no C in my name. It's J and then SHRI, V as in Victor, ER @fullerton.edu. It's also in the syllabus. Again, you log into the modules. I can actually tell who has been online already. I can see how many minutes you've been. I can see what areas you've been. When Canvas started, we did not have that data. We do now. So if you are a person that really is not all that interested in being a student, you really don't want to do the material, then I strongly suggest you drop the class because participation is part of your grade and you do need to log in. You do need to do the material. I do have a late submission portal. It's for emergencies. Emergencies like, was it last night or the night before, all the power in my area went off. And I got a little text message on my phone and it said, you are having a power outage. So you would take a picture of that because you'd need proof. And you would send that to me and say, I did not get my assignment in. Can you open the portal again? No, I'm not going to open the portal again. But you could go to the late submissions portal and you could put in the little image from your phone that, the power went off in your entire neighborhood, so you couldn't submit in time. And then you could also do the assignment there. I do not want you to be a student that does it 3, 4, 5, 6 times because you will not get credit. It's for emergency. It is for the student that maybe is 5 minutes late and you just lost track of time, whatever. 3 hours late? No, it's late. You may or may not get credit. So understand that is a portal that you can use, but you do not want to assume that you're going to get credit. The syllabus is pretty straightforward. There is a discussion thread where you can ask me any sort of question and maybe other students could answer if they know the answer as well. It's a discussion thread so everyone can participate. But I really do want this to be a good experience for you. Let me see if I can do the share screen and go to, there we are. So you should be seeing something that says Intro to Art. This is the syllabus. And yes, highly recommended textbook, not required. But again, if you have the ability to do it, it certainly could help because you could look up different artists, you could get a little bit of background, but again, it's highly recommended, not required. If you watch the modules, if you take notes, you get to use those notes for the quizzes. So the quizzes are under quizzes. I think the final is under quizzes as well. But those are not asynchronous. Those usually are on a Friday. I think the final was set by the university and it's on a Wednesday. But you have several weeks of advance notice to make sure that you are available at some time in that window. I think I set it up so that you can log in on the 3-hour window. You'll only get about I think at the very most an hour to take the test, maybe a little longer for the final, because they are going to be timed. So you are going to need to know the material somewhat because you're not going to be able to look up every single answer. Some memorization is required. And so let's see, I think most of this is pretty self-explanatory. Let me see, move it down. Asynchronous course catalog, 3 hours a week. And that is what you would normally be sitting in a classroom. Instead of being in a classroom, you're going to be sitting in your home. It does require some discipline to actually sit down and do it, but please, you want to make sure that you do it. And again, here it says a final exam is Wednesday, December 13th. The first time that you can log in, I think the window opens on August 19th, which is the first day of classes. And I think you have until like the 23rd to watch the first lecture. And then the second week comes in. You do want to click on the assignments and make sure you're not missing anything. And do check announcements as well. I will occasionally put reminders and everything else there, but it's your responsibility to check emails, check the modules, check the assignments, and just make sure that you're keeping up, because once you get behind, it can be really hard to catch up. So let's see, grading is A minus, B plus. I think that's fairly straightforward. And let's see. Emergencies do happen for late assignments. If somebody gets COVID, let me know. Documentation may be required. And let's see, technical requirements, have a backup plan. Maybe you have a neighbor that has a really good computer that you can use if yours for some reason freaks out, because if you are in the middle of something, that could really, really be stressful. Okay, and let's see, topics. The first week is isms, different isms, just cubism, romanticism, classicism. And then week 2 is terminology, and it's actually done in 2 different lectures, but they are, I don't know, roughly an hour each or something like that. And then there'll probably be some additional video clips in each module as well. There is a practice quiz. I think it only has 10, maybe it has 15 questions. I don't remember, but it's practice. You do get credit for doing it towards participation, but that's it. You don't get a grade. And so don't freak out if you don't do well. It doesn't matter. It truly is practice. I will not judge you. 1900 timeline is basically starting 1900s and bringing you through some fairly well-known artists. Significant works and expensive paintings. Again, 2 different lectures. Most of the time, the lectures are an hour to an hour and a half. Some are a little shorter, some are a little longer. Line in art. This class will focus quite a bit on the elements of art, which is space, line, color, form. And so that is focused on. And then I give you a little bit of an idea of what an upper division class would be like, where I spend a lot of time on just a few artists. And so there is a lecture on Manet versus Monet. There are 2 different artists, and people get confused. And then to balance it, we have a woman artist in there, Mary Cassatt. Texture in art is also one of the formal elements. History of reclining nudes. I'm very proud of this lecture. It took me a long time. I spent a lot of work doing it, but it's really, I think it's pretty interesting. There is a long history of reclining nudes, particularly female ones. And then there is also a scary art lecture. And that scary art lecture is about Halloween. And so Originally, I put something else in there and I thought, it's almost Halloween. Let's do something fun. Confusing art is just exactly that. Black artist, Harlem Renaissance, into contemporary. That is week 13. Then you go into Thanksgiving, and then glass artist, and again, the final exam. So the first thing, again, you're going to be doing is you are going to be looking at the module, watching the lecture. And then again, if you have any questions, by all means, email me or post on the discussion thread. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful semester. I look forward to meeting you. And if you are on campus, just stop in to McCarthy Hall 111. And it is across the street, across the corridor from the visual arts. And it's kind of an open room, and I'm usually sitting at the table. And again, if I look busy, interrupt me. I would always prefer to talk to my students. So thank you.